In this video, I want to talk about the cost of success, the price that you're going to have to pay. So be sure to watch this video to the end and let's get it. All right, so there is a way of thinking that people think that they're going to get all of these things in life, but still be able to be the same type of individual. And I want to let you know that that's not true. It's not the case, right? I remember there was a time in my life where I was sad. I was always sad. And I didn't really know why I was sad. And then out of nowhere, one day it just hit me. And I realized and I learned the reason why I was sad is because I was mourning my old self. I was sad because the old me was literally dying daily. And I didn't know why. And then over time, I just got a lot happier. And I realized that I had went through my metamorphosis. I went through my evolution. And then I had a different life. And the reason why I had a different life is simply because I had different thoughts, I had different habits, I had different friends. My friends evolved, right? So I want you to understand that the things that you say you want are going to cost you something. Anywhere you go in this world, what is free? What is free in the world? Even if something doesn't have a price, there is always a cost, right? A price and a cost are two different things, right? A price is the dollar amount, right? The number associated with this thing. The cost is what's the exchange? Price and cost. So you want to, let's break it down. You want a new life, right? You want to level up. You want to be this way, that way. You want to be successful. Okay. So you want more money. You want better health. I hope that you want better health or the best health possible. I hope that health is a part of what you see in your future. You want to experience love, family, so to speak. You want status. That's what a lot of people are chasing here. And you also want to be a leader. You want leadership. Okay? So let's go with those things right there. Now, what do those things really cost? You don't necessarily have to pay for it. Some people do pay for their success. Some people do pay for their status. But just because you pay for something doesn't mean that you paid the price, right? Doesn't mean that you paid the cost. What do they say? It costs to be the boss. And so if you don't make your daily deposits, if you don't really pay, you're not going to have that thing long term, right? So let's go down to money. So you want more money, okay? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to put money on a piece of paper. Write this down. Go get a notepad. I'm talking to you. Go get a notepad. Write down money. Under money, I want you to write down habits. And I want you to write down all the habits you have about money, right? How are you handling your money? The next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down beliefs. I want you to write down what are my beliefs about money. The next thing I want you to do is routines. I want you to write down what are my money routines. If you don't have any, that's fine. If you have any, that's cool. The next thing I want you to do is self-talk. How do I talk to myself about money? Right? Diet. What's my money diet? What am I consuming about money? Right? So now you have all these things. So you wrote them down, right? Okay, now let's go assess it. All of your current habits that you have about money need to change if you are not where you want to be financially. All the beliefs that you have about money need to change if you're not where you want to be financially. All the routines that you have about money need to change if you're not where you want to be financially. It's that simple, right? Cause and effect. It truly is that simple. So you have to pay the cost. You have to pay the cost from the habits, right? Changing your habits is a cost because it is very comfortable to do certain things the same way every day. But if you're not getting the results that you want, you got to make a change, and that's the cost right there. It's not the price, that's the cost. And until you're willing to pay the cost, you're not going to get what you want. So with money, what do you believe about money? Do you believe that money is a tool, or do you believe that money is really evil? Which one do you believe? Right? What's your routines? Whenever you get paid, do you divvy out your money? Or do you just have all the money go in one account and just use it on bills? If that's your routine, you need to change your routine if you want to get more money. Because you're not going to get where you want to go by doing the same thing that you're at right now. There's a book that says, what got you here won't get you there. And it's never been truer. What got you here will not get you there. The things that got you here was a certain type of person that you are, was a certain set of beliefs, right? But what got you there, you have to evolve those beliefs. You have to evolve those habits. You have to evolve it all. You have to allow yourself to go through the maturation process, right? If you look at bread, right? Not money, but bread, yeast, starch, whatever. The fundamental elements could be yeast, water, flour, depends on what you're cooking. You put it together and now it's in a different form. And then you put it in the form of whatever you want. It could be a loaf, it could be biscuits, whatever it is, right? Then you have to bake it. And then after it comes out from baking, it's in a certain form, right? But in order to get to the finished product of whatever type of bread you want, you had to change within the process, right? You can't just keep mixing together the yeast and the flour and the water and think that you're going to get a finalized form of a biscuit or a loaf of bread or whatever. I know it's a random example, but it's the same thing. What got you here won't get you there. Right? Think about business. You start a business, it's going good, but then it starts to decline. And the reason is because you probably have to figure out, how do I get this product out to more people quicker? So what got you started won't get you profitable. And just because you started something doesn't mean you're profitable. Right? So you have to really start to think differently. Start thinking differently. What about health? Okay, what are my habits around health? What are my beliefs around health? What are my routines around health? What's my self-talk around my health? Right? What's my time management around my health? Do I make time to work out? What is my diet? What is it? Am I eating bullshit expecting to be ready for the summertime? That's not real, right? Am I trying to buy bigger clothes to cover up my weight because I don't want to do the work? Or am I willing to actually just lose the actual weight so I can fit into the clothes? It's all a perspective. Instead of trying to buy bigger clothes to fit your body, why don't you just change your body to fit in the clothes that you already have? It's not about buying new clothes or not, but it's about pushing yourself to become the best version of yourself and being able to fit in the clothes that you were able to fit into a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Because who wants to be out of shape? Nobody wants to, right? But there are limiting beliefs in your head that are making you have certain habits that's causing a certain effect. This is like mental science. This is neurology right here. Right? There are things that are going on in your life, whether it's habits, whether it's routine, whether it's your environment, whatever it is. There are things that are going on that are blocking you from getting the life that you want to have. And at some point in time, you got to pay the cost. Right? You have to pay the cost. Know the price and then pay the cost. How much does this thing cost me? And now let me exchange that energy. Let me exchange that energy. If you want to look a certain way physically, you got to pay the cost. You got to diet. You got to limit certain things that you eat. You got to drink more water. You got to be more disciplined. If you're not willing to pay, then don't expect to have this new life, right? It's all a evolutionary process. If you're not willing to go through the evolutionary process, don't expect to get the results. And then when you are going through the process, you have to embrace it. You have to lean into it. You have to know that it's okay. It's okay how you feeling. It's okay that some days you're sad. It's okay that some days you're frustrated. It's okay that some days you're tired. It's a part of it all. Embrace the game. Stop running away from the very things that are going to change and evolve who you are on a cellular level at the core of who you are. Because when you allow yourself to go through an evolutionary process, you're going to experience different things in this world. When you allow yourself to go through things and boost your confidence, you're going to live a more confident life, and you're going to get the things that a more confident person would get. It's simple as that. Status. You want more status. Okay. What are your habits right now? How do you believe it? What do you think about yourself? How do you talk to yourself? How do you talk about yourself? Right? What's your routines to ensure that you have status? You got to pay that. You got to pay that price. Right? If you want more status, you got to be an influential individual. You got to stand on principles. You have to have certain habits. You have to revere yourself at a high level. You got to love yourself. You got to know what's important. You got to know how to have time management. Time management is a very big, key, important thing. Time management, right? If you want to have a high level of status, you got to be good with managing your time, because people are always going to need you. You got to know how to balance that. If you don't know how to do these things, you're not going to get there. You got to pay up. If you want that change, you got to yield to the change. And then the change is going to allow you to evolve. Because just because you change don't mean that you evolved. Those are two different things as well, right? But I want you to know and understand that you can be whatever you want. But you have to get familiar with the new habits, the new way of thinking, your new belief systems, your new diet, the new way you handle your time, the new way you talk to yourself, right? The new way you believe about yourself and believe in yourself. All those things matter. All those things matter, right? So be sure to pay the cost, pay the price, whatever that price is. Look at the end result and then reverse engineer it and ask yourself, am I willing to pay this price? Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And then if you're willing to pay that price, you're going to get there. You're going to get there if you're willing to pay the price. If you're not willing to pay the price, then good luck. You're going to stay exactly where you're at. So understand that your current life is your old life, because the only thing that matters is the present, and today is the past. So if you are not willing to pay the price, then you're going to be in your current life, which is now your old life, which means that you're going to be living in the past. Right? So if you want to live in the future, live in the moment, understanding that it creates your future, and then voila, you created your new reality. I know it's a mind fuck, but that's just the game. right? So keep that in mind. I hope that really hit you. Drop something in the comments. Let me know what really hit you. And always remember, get out of your head, get into this world. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.